What's up, home team? It's your boy Jay Thomas here with another episode of the Weird and Rex podcast. Just in case anybody doesn't know what it stands for, the weird, the weird is the background. Like that sheet shouldn't be up there right now. That's another story I'm gonna tell you about another day. But just give you a little background into the show itself. Uh, weird standing for me. Um, and Rex, the end is not about me and another person, me and another host that's conducting the show. It's about duality. Um, you know, me owning the whole fact that I'm a weird dude. And I am. Fuck. You gotta own that shit, right? Rex, meaning king. Weird nigga Rex. That's what I am. I'm the weird motherfucker, and I'm owning that shit. As a king, you gotta own your title, right? So that's the origins of the show's name. A lot of people aren't going to, you know, fuck with it, and that's fine. You might not be the viewers I'm trying to reach if you got a problem with it, and I understand. And I understand your reason for not with me. But that's just how it is, right? On top of that, listen, the Weird and Rex show, we're here to talk about everything. We're here to give perspectives. We're here to change perceptions about people's preconceived notions. That's all I've been throughout my whole life, right? This is a guy who's trying to do things and people who are offended by me trying to do things. And I'm fine with that. And I'm offended by other people trying to do things. So I just want to give the whole story, paint a full picture for everyone around. Paint a full picture for everyone who's listening. That's my goal. I ultimately believe that we're all human beings. We're all created under one God. We're all created under one entity. We're all connected. Uh, so my purpose isn't to create division. My purpose is not to say you're different and you're worse than I am. That's not it. My purpose is to just present information. Whoever wants to fuck with it can fuck with it. Whoever doesn't want to, then fuck you. Um, and yeah, this is gonna probably be on YouTube or uh, whatever other apps are censored. So F you, right? Can I say that? I think I can say that. But anyway, um, so the plan tonight, right? The point of this today is just to update you guys on what I've been going through. You know, I, and I'm not one of these people who generally likes to talk about themselves. This is hard for me to do. I want the viewers out there to understand this. This is hard for me to do. I don't like talk about myself a lot. I don't promote myself. And if you're somebody like me who's an individual who believes in the substance and you want just for the talent to speak through, it's hard for me to promote myself and talk about all the other ish that's going on. But I have to, and I think that this is it's a part of life, right? It's part of life, and it's the next phase of what we have to go through. So anyway, I have a story to tell, okay? And one part of this story is what happened to me the other night when I went to a excuse me, when I went to CAVA. a lot of you, some of you people don't know what kava is. Kava is like a Chipotle, but with salads and shit like that. So that's what I was doing. I went to kava, um, and I want to paint a full picture of the scenario. So I went to kava. I was there to get, a couple of salads for me and my family. We're trying to eat healthier. Like, I need to lose a couple of pounds. I need to get the fucking lbs down from my face. I want to be skinnier. I don't hate fat bodies, but I hate mine. I want to be a little bit thinner, right? So I go to Kava and I walk into the establishment, get on the line. So, like I said, for all of you who know what Chipotle is, you can understand Kava. It's kind of like, get your salad, you get your toppings, you get the next toppings, you get to the register, give us our fucking money. Like that's what the situation is, right? So, I get in line. There's a guy in front of me. Another white guy is like really stereotypically speaking like the white people that are presented in all the Def Comedy Jam skits, right? This guy's like, oh yeah, so I would like arugula, and I would like. Can I get the corn? I would love the corn. That, that was great. So I'm just saying that to say this. Like this is the, you know, this is this is pretty much the energy. This is the ambiance of the restaurant, right? So I'm, to myself, I'm laughing a little bit. I'm laughing a little bit. I'm like, yeah, this is funny. I don't interact with white people like this. All the white people I know are fucking poor from Freeport, Long Island. You know what I'm saying? Like all the white people I know are fucking degenerates. This guy is the epitome of what black people who have never been anywhere other than the hood believe that a white person is. So I'm kind of laughing to it. I'm laughing about it to myself. Um, he walks on, and then I get to the counter. There's one girl, and I'm asking her, okay, yeah, I want to get the salad, but mind you, I'm getting some food for my family. Yeah, a whole other story entirely. But anyway, so I get to the line. I go, hey, let me get that salad. Let me get the salad. Let me get the rice for my girl and my kid. Boom, boom, boom. She passes me on to another dude. This other dude happens to be, I don't know what the fuck he is. Racially, I have no clue what he is. He looks like an Asian mix, right? He looks like an Asian Arabian type of mix, bald motherfucker. Um, and as soon as I got up there, uh, he's like, "Yeah, so what do you want? The chicken?" Like, yo, he ODs. He ODs on it. Just goes, "What do you want? The chicken?" And it's like, yo, so I go to him. I'm, you know me. I was, to be fair, I was wearing this hoodie. You know what I mean? I was wearing this hoodie about the Weird and Rex show. And he might have assumed that, you know, I could just take a joke. I could just take a joke and not have no problems with it. Which I can tell that the guy was just trying to be funny. But here's the thing, um, all other races other than black, if you're trying to make black friends, you don't immediately jump in with a racial joke. You don't do it. That's not what you do. So I just go to the guy, yo, hey, don't do that shit here. Like, don't do that shit. Like, I can understand, you know, what I look like. I know what the fuck I look like. I know who I possibly am. I mean, like, I love a good joke. I love a great racist joke, but you don't know what I went through before I got here. You know what I'm saying? And to give a little background, uh, a backstory about the situation, before I got to this location, I was listening to the Young Turks. I was listening to, you know, a lot of racist YouTube stuff. And even before that, I was thinking about the time that I got pulled over by the cops, which was very recent. Very recent. Uh, I hope I'm telling this story uh, according to. I hope I'm telling this story in a good way. Um, but right before I got there, I'm in an area where I got pulled over by the cops and harassed. Before I even got to this location where I placed this order, I, you know, had I was listening to the racist news, which, granted, likes to divide people. The news loves to divide people, try to make people feel like, uh, there's a grand division in America when there's, you know, really not. There's a little bit, but not completely. The way we believe that it is, the way the news presents it to us, right? To all the individuals of America, not just saying black, not just saying white, to all the individuals of America. And it fucking bugged me. So, mind you, I'm in a car listening to this racist stuff. And it triggered me to the point where I'm thinking about when I got pulled over by a cop recently. And I'll tell you this story on top of that. So, like 2 weeks ago, I got pulled over by police officers. I'm just driving, mind my business. I got pulled over, mind my business, right? Um, so I'm just driving. I'm not speeding, not doing anything uh, unreasonable. I see the cops following me. So I noticed them following me. So I kind of take my seatbelt off. I'm lying. I had my seatbelt off already, which a lot of people can say, oh, well, you weren't following the rules, so it's okay for them to profile you because you weren't following the rules. So I'll be honest, I didn't have my seatbelt on. Point one, they ran my plates, didn't find anything because I pay my insurance, I registered my car, and I'm legitimate, right? But I do have, uh, I do have the black, I do have the black uniform on. Got my fitted hat, just black tee, chilling. Okay, so they run my plates, and they don't find anything. So they come up beside me. They come up beside me and they're looking into the car. I see them looking into the car. Mind you, this is an undercover vehicle, so they don't have the, you know, they don't have the normal police vehicle. It's like a gray SUV, which they're obviously trying to catch people doing unlawful things. Okay? So they come up beside me, look into my car while I'm driving 10 and 2. I noticed that they're following me. Not stupid. Driving 10 and 2. Mm, and they slow down, come behind me, put the lights on, pull me over, right? And so at that point, I go, okay. I pull over, and there's two cops. Two cops. One comes up to my window, the other one walks in front of the car and he's just standing there looking, waiting for me to do something. And like I said, I want to be fair. I want to be fair. In the grand scheme of things, I wasn't wearing my seatbelt. I wasn't wearing my seatbelt. So that gives them the right to profile me. So, you know, he comes up to the window and he goes, "All right, hey, can I have your license and registration?" I go, "Sure." I have that. Hand it to him. Give him my license, my registration. Everything is in order. All right, I got to run this. "Do you have any guns in the car?" "No, I don't have any fucking guns." "Do you have any drugs in the car? Is there anything that we should know before we run your license? Do you have any warrants?" "Nah, man. I don't have any warrants. I don't have any drugs. I don't have any guns." Run that shit and get out of my face. So let me ask this to the people out there. The people out there, if the police were being fair, if they were being fair, do they ask any other races of people if they have guns or drugs in the car? Do they ask any other people if they have any warrants? If they pulled over a white guy, did they ask him if he has any drugs, guns, or warrants? White people, please respond to this because it's unfair and it's unrealistic. Granted, I know that the fucking whole community is going to say, well, you weren't wearing your seatbelt, so you deserve that ticket. And that's true. I do deserve a ticket for not wearing my seatbelt, but I don't like the unfairness of how I was treated. And it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense because if they would do that to anyone else, there would be a huge deal. A huge deal. And police would have to stop that type of policing. I'm just a regular dude, man. I'm just a regular guy that wants to get home to his family. So, of course, I can't be this vocal. And I know that there are people out there that go, well, police killing unarmed black men is a rare occasion. It's a rare occasion, and uh, the news presents it and puts it in a light that explodes the message when it's only a rare occasion. But I want to say this: would you go in front of the families of the people that were killed on a random traffic stop and say it's a rare occasion and you know they're just trying to divide us? Would you go in front of the families and say that? Like, it's unjust, it's unreal, and it sucks that most people go to black people, yo, walk it off because it's such a small it's such a small percentage of events that happen. And I get it. That may be true. That may be true. I haven't looked up the statistics. It may be true. But to those people who lost their family members on a random traffic stop, some doing criminal activities like not wearing a seatbelt or having drugs in the car, some of those people who lost family members, whether it's for the right or the wrong reason, understand one thing: they no longer have a family member. That's it. So I just want to say to all of my, not all of my, but all of the people out there who don't have a common uh, realization with this situation, Stop being dismissive of someone else's pain. Me not having a seatbelt on could have ended my life. It's possible. And it's also possible that the news is exaggerating the shit. I understand that perfectly. But me as a person who has the same skin color as people who are consistently pulled over for random shit that they don't have to, whether I'm doing something good or something bad, whether I'm just a regular citizen or I am a criminal, I could have the same results. So I just want to say to all the people out there, stop dismissing other human beings' experience. That's all I want to say. So to explain that, I'm going back to the experience at CAVA. So at CAVA, the guy goes, "Hey, let me guess, you want the chicken?" I'm, you know, after looking at the after looking at the online stuff, Young Turks, which I disagree with mostly, but after looking at all those situations, uh, it's a possibility that I can go through the same issue just by this person referring to me as a color and a stereotype. And like I was explaining before, he didn't go to the white guy, "Hey, would you like some patchouli with your salad? Would you like some mayonnaise with that?" He didn't go to that guy and say that shit. So why say it to me? Why the fuck say it to me? That's all I'm saying. As black people, all we want is to be treated fairly as human beings. I love a joke more than anybody. But don't do that shit when I'm trying to buy food for my family and go home and you don't know what anybody went through that day. So if I was, the crazy thing is, I have people that grew up that would have grabbed that motherfucker by his neck, threw him over the counter, and have pounded his face into chalk dust. And they would have been the criminals just from responding to trauma that we go through on a daily basis. All I want to say is, people, stop dismissing other human beings' experiences. I'm not saying that you have to be on the front lines. I'm not saying that you have to, fight for racial injustice. I'm just saying, look at someone else's perspective. Understand that there are other perspectives than your own. And think, wow, how would I feel if this guy, after all that I've been through throughout my day, would come to you and say, "Hey, would you like some mayonnaise?" No, not even would you like. He didn't even say, "Would you like some chicken?" He goes, "Let me guess, you want the chicken." And I'm like, oh, dude, that's fucking ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And it's a terrible time. I could have punched him in the face. And I know he was just trying to make a joke. Everybody don't joke like that. I do. I joke like that, but I can't lie. I wasn't in the mood for that shit that day. You never know what someone is going through to make a statement. If and to all the people out there who are of a different race, if you're trying to make friends with black people, you don't begin the interaction with a racist black joke. If I'm trying to make friends with an Asian person, I don't initially react with a racist Asian joke. I don't start with a racist Jew joke. you kind of build up the friendship. If I would have came there 3 or 4 times, he was like, "Hey Thomas, let me guess, you want the chicken?" I'll be like, "Ah, you stupid son. Yeah, we cool. No, no, no. Yeah, I want the fucking chicken." But it wasn't that. It was not that, bro. And people have to understand this shit. And I did something that I always talk shit about white people for doing. I just called his manager. I'm like, yo, I don't like that guy. I didn't get his fucking name. I didn't get his name, but I did report him, and I said, uh, you know, I made all the connections to this person by his likenesses, you know. So I explained what he looks like, but I I didn't get racist on him. I just said, yo, this dude shouldn't be doing this to customers. And the fucked up thing is, the manager didn't try to make it right with me. He just said, oh, well, yeah, I'll talk to him. I'll talk to him. If this was a Jewish person, this was an Asian person, they would have did everything they possibly could to, make the situation right. But black people, the guy who said that online didn't even expect me to call back, but I did. And a part of me in the back of my head feels like, yo, the guy that picked up the phone was probably him. And then he just said that he was the boss. And he just said that he was the manager. Like, part of me feels like that he really just was like, I got over on this one. But, all I have to say is we need to, at this point, understand each other, talk to each other. Um, like I said, why don't people get in trouble for doing stuff to blacks? If you said something about the Jews, you're fired. Or your bank account is frozen. You said some shit about the Asians, you're done for. You're done for. Um, Blacks and Latinos, you can waffle. You can waffle about blacks and Latinos. Like, you might get messed over, you might not. So blacks and Latinos, let's figure this out. Um, Mexicans, y'all talk a lot of shit about black people. Um, like, stop. We're in the same fucking boat. We're in the same fucking boat. And this is one of the things that I realize. Uh, when I go to other countries, when I go to other countries, right? Uh, especially Latin American countries. When I go to other countries, they look at me and they go, wow, okay, cool. They treat me with respect. But when they come over here, they treat black people with disrespect. So it's like whatever information they received in their country, if, you know, they believe that black people ain't shit because of whatever the media tells them about black people. But if you go to their country, they're like, oh, well, black people must not be totally shit. They got enough money to get here, they're okay. But when they come here, they look down on us. They look down on us like we ain't shit because they made it and we didn't. So this is just a message from your neighborhood Weird and Rex podcast that I just wanted to express to everyone. And uh, listen, if you have any comments, please leave them for me and I'll address them in the next podcast. I would love to hear what you think. Again, I try to speak on every angle, speak on every issue, right? From a lot of different perspectives. I might have only talked about two different perspectives this time, but Fuck it. I'm just starting off. But listen, if you got comments, leave them in the comments, man, and we'll chop it up. Cause I'm not gonna stop. I'm not going to stop. We're gonna keep going, all right? And we're gonna keep talking this out, and we're going to make a better society. And we're gonna get to the bottom of the bullshit. All right? Listen, this is your boy Jay Thomas, and I will see you in a day or two. All right? Peace.